Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into a massive, fundamental question that literally dictates how we spend our time on Earth. What does it actually mean to be successful? We're going to dive into two radically different definitions of a successful life, based on our source materials. On one hand, we've got the famous, hyper-focused Western self-help philosophy of the 20th century. And on the other, a profound, deeply spiritual perspective rooted in Islamic teachings. Let's get into it. So consider this contrast. Is the ultimate goal in life to cultivate a burning desire for money, or is it to realize that your true value resides in your soul rather than your clothes? These two quotes perfectly capture the journey we're taking today. One path asks you to manifest wealth, right? The other asks you to prepare your spirit for the afterlife, warning you absolutely not to waste your life on things that just don't truly benefit you. Section 1. Two Paths to Success. On one side of this debate, we have Napoleon Hill. He's the author of the massive 1937 bestseller Think and Grow Rich. Now, Hill famously argued that a definite major purpose, specifically a burning desire for money, is the key that unlocks all of life's riches. He believed his absolute supreme secret was that anything the human mind can believe, the human mind can achieve. Basically, Hill taught that the universe literally bends to your absolute, unwavering demand for material wealth. And then, on the flip side, we have Sheikh Abdulrahman al-Bahili, who teaches that true success is entirely spiritual. In his lessons, he issues this really powerful warning against the modern trap of superficial boasting and fake prestige. In fact, he urges his listeners to close their eyes, really listen to this lesson, and not waste their lives on what does not actually benefit them. The Sheikh reminds us that when you eventually stand before God, your bank account and your luxury car, they mean absolutely nothing. Your worth is entirely tied to the purity of your soul. Section 2. The Pursuit of Wealth. Now, Hill wasn't just speaking in abstract theories here. He provided a very rigid, step-by-step instruction manual. He insisted that by following 6 exact steps, you could essentially force life to pay you. He instructed his readers to fix an exact dollar amount in their minds, say $50,000. You then decide exactly what service you're going to give in return, pick a specific date to acquire the money, and write the whole thing down in a clear statement. The final and arguably most crucial step is autosuggestion. This means reading your written statement aloud twice daily, preferably while in bed, until you can literally see and feel the money in your hands. He claimed this communicated your desire directly to your subconscious mind. But here is where it gets genuinely wild. Hill openly claimed in his later writings, specifically in a 1967 book, that his success secrets actually came from spirit visitations. Yeah, you heard that right. While Think and Grow Rich is often treated as just a standard business book today, our sources show that Hill believed he was being guided by unseen watchers and a great school of masters. He claimed these entities could disembody themselves, travel instantly across space, and communicate audibly with him to deliver the secrets of achievement. Section 3. The Reality of Napoleon Hill.
Historically speaking, though, the sources point to a completely different reality for Hill. The records show a long string of bankruptcies, arrest warrants, and unverified claims throughout his life. Back in 1908, he fled Alabama facing mail fraud charges for a lumber scam. In 1912, his automobile college went bankrupt, leaving the students unpaid. By 1918, warrants were issued for his arrest regarding his completely unaccredited George Washington Institute. And historians note there is actually zero evidence he ever met Andrew Carnegie, which is huge because that supposed meeting was the foundational source of his entire success philosophy.
Section 4. Do not waste your life. Shifting gears, Sheikh Abdul-Rahman provides this incredibly grounding reality check against our frantic chase for worldly validation. He gives a super vivid example of a young man who buys a 200,000 rial car just to show off. Because this young man cannot actually afford the car, he becomes a miserable prisoner to debt for 5 long years. And for what? Just to maintain an illusion for other people. The Sheikh points out that this toxic desire for prestige literally ruins your future. It traps you in a cage of your own making, just so you can look wealthy to total strangers. So the crucial question the Sheikh asks us is this: are we wearing a garment, a thobe, that simply isn't ours? Are you trying to live a lifestyle that doesn't match your actual reality? He advises us to deeply know our own worth, to accept our level in life with total contentment, and to realize that boasting and showing off are completely fatal to our peace of mind. True dignity comes from within, not from putting on some fake uniform of success. To explain spiritual failure and a lack of connection with God, the sheikh uses this striking metaphor of the upside-down jug. Imagine trying to pour water into a jug that is flipped upside down. The water just splashes right off, doesn't it? Well, similarly, if your heart is corrupted by a constant obsession with the world, unrepentant sins, and endless showing off, no amount of spiritual guidance or Friday sermons can ever fill it. The heart just becomes entirely sealed off from the light.
Section 5. The Bee and the Fly. The sheikh asks a brilliant question. Are you looking at life through the eyes of a bee or a fly? See, the bee mindset focuses on beautiful things. It looks for the flowers, it counts its blessings, like health, safety, family, even when things are hard, and it produces honey. The fly mindset, however, fixates entirely on the negative. It looks only for dirt, impurities, and whatever is missing. A person with the fly mindset could be wearing a pristine white shirt, but they will only focus on a single tiny dark speck of dirt. The sheikh reminds us that true success is being blessed by God with the mindset of the bee. When we put these two side by side, the final contrast is absolutely undeniable. Hill's philosophy centers entirely on chasing money, relying on self-will and constructing a life around acquiring material riches. Conversely, Sheikh Al-Bahali asks his listeners to practice profound gratitude, to maintain a clean heart, and to remember that ultimate success is tied not to the worldly possessions you leave behind, but to the soul you bring forward into the afterlife. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Close your eyes and really think about this for a second. Will you spend your limited time on Earth frantically chasing money and wearing a garment that isn't yours? Or will you focus on building your soul and preparing for what comes next? I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this profound choice. Please subscribe to our channel right now and leave a comment below telling us which path you choose to follow. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in the next explainer.